Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. As I said, I would do a transmission for all of us to be aligned. There's no need for you to do the alignment now. It's going to be recorded, so don't worry. So the eclipse is in a few hours still, so we have time. So I wanted to make a short introduction to what the eclipse means, this eclipse means, because so we know what we are aligning with. So what is basic, something basic? What is a total solar eclipse? It basically is when the moon gets in the middle, sets itself in the middle between the sun and the earth, and the shadow of the moon is projected on earth. This eclipse is very important for many reasons. So one of the reasons why this eclipse is important is because it draws the letter A or Aleph, which is the letter of the bull or the letter of the cow, which is the first letter of the ABC. So this letter is the first one in the ABC, which means that is the first letter that begins everything and that ends everything. Something ends and something begins. The reason why this is the first letter is because the cow represents the giver of the milk, the giver of life, the creator of the cosmos then, and also the bull represents the strength, the force that opens the ground for you to put the seeds. So that's the beginning of something new. So that's why the letter Aleph, which comes from Api, the name of the bull, it's A. That's why the letter A is the first one. So because this happens on the top of North America, and the shape is on the top of North America, it means that, and the eclipse is in Aries, it means that a new I am is being awakened. Something new is going to be shown, something new is going to be open. So again, to understand an eclipse, it's like an eye that observes directly to the earth through the shadow. And usually shadows, they hide everything that we don't want to see. And that is why we are afraid of shadows. We are afraid of the dark. So in our subconscious, we have projected upon the shadows an idea of fear, of hiding, because we don't want to see it. We don't want to be in the shadow. So, but actually, what we see, the reality, is a game between shadows and light. Everything that we see is basically a shadow of all these photons that go through the atoms. So that's why we see it, because of the shadows. That's why the shadows are the designers of this reality. And that's why in order for the light to be perceived, you need shadow. And that is what the yin-yang energies mean, is the two forces in constant balance. So when we turn into spiritual beings, one of the things that we do is to believe that we have to go to the light. And in that terms, we think that the shadows are against us. But as we move forward towards the light, in our subconscious, we turn the darkness into our enemy. So because of this power of the darkness of the creation, all the symbols of the creator itself were turned in the name of certain religions into all darkness, into the enemy. And the reason why we turn it into the enemy is because the interest of specific certain religions that wanted to control only a huge portion of humanity. Not because those religions are darkness, but because those religions and ideas wanted to control everything. And when do we need outer control? When we have no inner power. So in this lack of inner truth and inner power, we start to control the life of others, or to tell the others what is true and what is not. So what we have done is to put all the symbols that gives us power within and project them outside as something that is wrong. So that's how in the past 2000 years we turn all the data from the past and all the data of creation, the inner power of the self, into demons. And demons actually is a word that means data, knowledge, information of a certain specific thing. So that's why we have in history this duality of good and evil, but this is actually created as a way of control. Easy way of control. So the reason why we perceive so many things as evil is because in the very beginning, when they started to create the ideas of what is good, people established certain laws of what is good. And if you get out of those laws, so then you turn into evil. That's a way of control, but also of security, because societies needed to understand rules, certain limits, in order for us to live as a society. And those social laws, in order to behave and live together, we turned them into spiritual laws. And we projected to the entire universe an idea that is only human. But what is the problem here? Remember that in the quantum level, the observer changed the observed. So, because of this change of perception, what we see today in the world, what we perceive, because of all these structures of society saying that this is wrong, this is bad, this is evil, we started to project that everything that before was containing us as a being, a self, now it's our enemy. And we can see enemies everywhere. So I will be all the time thinking about the people that is lying to me, the people that is controlling me, the people that, the darkness itself. Like, I am the victim of the system. So, all these kind of thinkings are the ones that are building up the structure of evil and building up the structure of control, because we are just perceiving the need of an enemy all the time, an enemy constantly. So it's us creating that system. So what happened during an eclipse? That all that shadows are observed. So in every eclipse, what we have is a chance, an opportunity to make a review, to analyze all these shadows and to start all over again. It means we can change the rules of the game. And in order for us to do that, we have to ask ourselves, who am I in this perception and who I want to become in a new perception? So the question would be, what is the game that I've been playing and what is the new game that I want to play? And I cannot tell you what is the game or how to play it, because otherwise I would be committing the same mistake. The only thing that I can say is that the ways in you can find those statements, those laws, is going within. So, according to the information I received in India and Sri Lanka, this eclipse is very, very dark. So, this means that one of the most darkest energies of our planet is going to be very present in our world. So for sure, a lot of people are saying that this eclipse is terrible, is dark, the evil will come and we have to get locked inside and fight against it or whatever. But if you are here listening to me, it's because you also believe something different as I do. What I see is that this is a huge chance for us to sit down face to face to that evil and talk about the possibilities of change the game. So there's another thing that is happening today, which is the activation of the Hadron Collider in Switzerland, in Geneva. The CERN is activating the collider of the Hadron Collider, and every time that is activated, the waves of time and space are being broken or moved, which means that you can reach the past and the future. and you can heal things or break things. So if we all pay attention to this is going to be wrong, so we are going to break something. But if we all put our intention in this is going to be a healing process of the past, then we can probably change something in history. That's why I invite you to set that intention on healing history instead of thinking that someone is doing something wrong. So I invite you to remember this and to set this intention. The observer transforms the observed, which means that we need to change our point of view of what we believe about those things. If we think this is terrible, this is a conflict, they are doing something evil, that is the projection that will happen. But if we turn that into an opportunity, a chance of healing, a chance of repairing time, so we will set that intention for all those particles to reorganize according to our thoughts. So that's why it's important for us today to heal that story, to think only in repairing time and space, and not thinking that there's someone breaking something. We have to heal it in a different way. This eclipse is a chance that we have to reset the game. And whatever starts today, it ends, the cycle ends with the passage of the asteroid Apophis in 2019. So that's why all these years that come ahead until 2019 and 2029 is a period of manifestation of a new game. So that's why in these years I invite you to sit in the middle of the house like Buddha, instead of going outside the house and trying to fight against something. So let's try to use the chaos that is going to be around as a way just to create energy for us to be in the center, in the middle, meditating as Buddha. That's the main goal. So that's why the idea of the alignment that I wanted to share with all of you today was to find the void within and to find that balance in between all this chaos that is going to be around, all the destruction and chaos that is going to happen around. We have to hold it within. So the message that I received from Shiva in India was, when you turn the fire inside out, what you do is to bring God outside, and that burns everything. But if you bring that fire in, which means God within, you activate the divine spark inside of you. So what I invite you to do in this alignment is to sit down comfortable, and everything that comes to you which is related to evil, duality, polarity, fear, whatever you have inside, any emotion, anything that takes you out of yourself, just perceive it all around, spinning and spinning and spinning around in like a tornado around you, and use that energy to create the eye of the hurricane. One eye on the top, one eye under, observing myself, the observer and the observed, in the void, in the peace. So in this portal of darkness that we are going to go through today, we won't do any activation, we won't put energy outside, we just gonna go within to the void, to our own self, to our own center, to ask ourselves, who am I and who I want to become? The intention is for the nightmare to become a dream, to begin a new game. I invite you all to sit in silence for a moment, comfortable. We close our eyes. We draw a soft smile. We concentrate just in our nose breathing. we become aware of each part of our body, giving a soft massage to all of it. As I do this tiny massage, soft massage, I become aware that everything that my senses can feel, smell, touch, see, it's all just a game between light and dark, the shadows. And I recognize that it's only just through my observation that this turns into a nightmare or a dream. I take a deep breath through the nose and I exhale through the mouth everything that I don't need anymore within me. Once. Again. Y otra vez. And again. With my imagination, with my hands, whatever you feel, just start to grab all the thoughts, ideas, beliefs, emotions, everything that you can feel or comes to your mind and your soul, you just pull it out, you just expand it outside of your body and you pull it into speed, spinning around you like a tornado. Like if you are the sun and you're putting all of it like planets, asteroids all around your gravity. So it all spins around you so fast that you cannot even think about any of it. With my imagination, I keep making it spin and spin until I cannot feel it. All the conflicts that are happening in the world today, I bring them all to this spiral. All the inner conflicts that I'm going through today, I make them spin around in this spiral. On the top of myself, I observe the eye of my higher self. And on the bottom of my body, I observe the eye of earth. Both of them observing myself, holding my being in the void, becoming myself the third eye that observes everything and nothing. Breathe deep. Exhale through the nose. Once and again. Breathe and exhale. And when the time of the eclipse comes, I do the same. I observe myself. I go back to the void, to the center. I honor and thank all those who are in this net, holding the network in this moment of shadows. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being a part of the I Am. Have a happy eclipse.